Perfect. Thank you so much, colleagues. First of all, I would like to congratulate the team over there for organizing this event. I think uh, post VNR presentation, I think this would be the first event that we are discussing, we are socializing, we are talking about the VNR reports. So congratulations to the organizers and also to the partners, to partners that PSN is so part of it. I hear some familiar voices, Richards, Datuk Denison, Puan Anita, Zoe, of course. Uh, so sorry I couldn't join you there. I do have a back-to-back meeting, unfortunately. But nonetheless, I told Zoe that I have and I should be in your event, although online, to at least give some perspective what VNR is all about and what has been going on so far. Okay. I have a few slides. I hope you have enjoyed the video just now. And in trying to be inclusive, even the pictures that being posted there in the video, we are trying to be, show as much Malaysian as possible, as how what Malaysia consists of, uh, who are who are the people of Malaysia, how's the process of VNR, and what we have found out so far. So I hope the videos is entertaining enough for you guys, and but certainly during the presentation, during the VNR presentation, during the HLPF, we received quite good applause from the floor. All right. The third voluntary national review 2025. As you all know, this is the third time we are doing this. The first time was in 2017, second in 2021, and this year is the third one. So, and we wanted to do different this time around. So what we have done is we reviewed all 17 SDGs. So compared to the first two VNRs, so this time around we reviewed all. And simply because it's already midterm, it's already past midterm of SDG implementation, we do have sufficient data. We do have a strong governance structure at this juncture. We have a very strong network. We have very strong partners already on the ground. So why not? So hence we have done this 17 goals. So we reviewed all, and data. As I said just now, we have the best available data at this juncture, 81%, and we want to be as inclusive as possible during the VNR process. So we have actually, I think the numbers actually doesn't really give a fair numbers. In theory, it's more than 550 that we have met, and there are also some online meeting, some informal discussions that we have done. Okay. Um, we know Madani is our umbrella now. So is everywhere we talk about government policy, when we talk about SDG, Madani is being spoken. So we in this VNR process, we align the Madani with SDGs. We show this, especially the economy Madani KPIs. The 7 KPIs that is already being monitored now. Some highlights of the SDGs achievements. A quick one. Well, colleagues, SDG has 17. I've been telling this all the time. 17 goals, 169 indicators, 169 targets, and 248 indicators. If we want to go each and every one of those is would be not strategic. So as much as possible, when we communicate about the progress of SDGs, we will see this kind of information been made publicly. For people, pretty much about poverty, comparing to 2022, we now has around 6.2%. So hopefully this year HIES will give a much positive results, hopefully in October, end of October's results by DOSM. And then in terms of our completion of school, even at secondary schools, we are pretty much almost universal already. Yeah, prosperity, our economic resilience post COVID is getting better and better. Our planet greenhouse gas emission, we have target already. We are in the right path in trying to get this to net zero by 2050. Our forest coverage is 54.3% at this juncture. Peace, among the best, among the metrics, the best metric that we can show at this juncture is the corruption perception index, that we are now at number 57. And for the tip, trafficking in person, we are now at tier 2. Tier 2. And a partnership, if you want to, in SDG 17, there are so many indicators, from internet, from even ODA is also part of it. But in terms of connection, internet connectivity, so we have increased to 97.7%. And we are also reporting about the ASEAN chairmanship this year, that we are focusing on inclusivity as well as sustainability. Highlights of SDG achievements based on 2022 DOSOM's data, we are at 43% on track. And if we take out all these non-applicable and also non-available data, we are at 59%. So the latest analysis that we have done shows that based on 2023 DOSOM's data, shows that we are actually around 49% on track. Okay, fine. I think we know about the data issues in Malaysia. But considering that the only data that we are using is actually from DOSM, so there will be always multiple views on the use of data. But the approach that we are using is we are using government's data, government's official data, and we are tracking this based on the targets given by the government. Okay. All right. Now I'll go each and every pillar. For people's pillar, so we have seen the decline in absolute poverty, and we have also the decline in terms of maternal mortality rate, and also women's in managerial position has been increasing. So we also link up. We also link up with the top universities, because we know that universities has been also active in SDG as well as ESG. So 4 universities is already in top 100 of the Times Higher Education ranking. And way forward for people's pillar is to improve this aggregated data, especially cross-agency support and for vulnerable groups, to advancing gender equality data through legal reforms and also care systems, and to also strengthen early and special needs technical and also digital education, especially in underserved areas. Yeah, by the way, in this VNR as well, we rather than reporting goal by goal, we are also reporting pillar by pillar, so we can see the synergy between the various goals under this under each and every pillar. And then for apology for seems some of the slides are missing, maybe because of the connection. So I'll just go straight to peace pillar. Here we will also mentioning about the strengthening governance system and also public sector. And we have seen, as I said just now, we have seen the improve in corruption perception index. We have seen our enhanced open dorsum platform has been using quite extensively. Our global peace index, we are top 10 globally. And the few other legislative related reforms has also been already ongoing. And a way forward on the peace pillar is to strengthen legal frameworks and expand access to justice, to advance good governance within the governments as well as the within the country, especially on matters related to human rights, foster and also foster civic participation and transparency. Challenges for Malaysia's SDG implementation. Um, And some of the key barriers to inclusive and also sustainable development includes persistent inequalities and gaps still exist. While we're talking about best practices in Malaysia and all that, uh, there are some gaps already. There are gaps already, and we need to address this, including TVET, education, infrastructure, and also access to services. The labor market vulnerabilities is also one of the items that needs to be resolved. Underemployment, low growth of wages, as well as regional income gaps that can affect economy resilience. Environmental perseverance and also climate risks are also growing in certain key sectors, which also create other social risks from and also from the green transition, and also some green transition sectors that need to be addressed. Gaps in institutional frameworks and fragmented delivery. It's not just Putrajaya that we are talking here. It's not just at Kuala Lumpur. We should be also looking at the state as well as the local level. How we manage issues, delivery issues at the daerah level, at the district level, kampung level, and it should be as best possible, seamless in terms of delivery, in terms of funding, and also support system. And last but not least, duplication of efforts and limited data coordination among the agencies, service providers, data providers. And what we can see in the VNR development insights is that we can see that there are some data disaggregation and local inputs that can be further strengthened to improve the inclusivity part of it. Um, the importance of capturing the informal economy and informal sectors because it's growing. How do we then address those accordingly? In terms of reporting progress, how we should also do this across thematic areas. Multi-tier coordination efforts that actually give us opportunities to work together. And last but not least, it's not just the VNR process, especially on looking into SDG implementation, so should not just finish now. It's actually should be continued in the later stage. Um, right. And next road ahead, what do we plan to do, especially for SDG in Malaysia? And what will be the policy alignment and so priorities for 2030? So as you know, Malaysia has this three-phase approach of SDG implementation. The first one that we have. Phase one is mainly on building foundation on SDG, understanding about SDG, and then number two, when we go into phase two approach, we are looking into SDG localization, also as well as enhancing our MNE reporting data and all that. And last but not least, phase three is really looking on accelerated approach. It will be the last 5 years that we should be doing this. RMK 13 is also part of this work. And in the VNR report, you can see we have 5 focus areas. One is to strengthen social inclusion and so human capital development. And number two is to build a resilient and inclusive economy. And number three, promoting green growth through climate responsive strategies. And number four, strengthen governance systems and so public sector reform. And last but not least, to enhance partnership and data-driven decision-making process. So that's it from my side. But before I conclude, I'll just give you some non-presentation views, non-formal views from me. Number one, we should not be looking VNR as just a documentation. So that's what we been intending to do. VNR process should give us an opportunity to work together to strengthen our collaboration, to strengthen our partnerships within federal, state, district, kampungs, communities, and other players or who have been doing SDGs for many years. Sometimes, whether we realize it or not, the kampungs people, the people in the kampung has already implementing some of the green initiatives, some of the inclusivity initiatives, but we don't report it as part of inclusivity initiative by the government, right? But they have been doing this for many years, and it is not also aligned with any indicators. So we do realize this, and this, I think in the next VNR reports in 2021, we should be able to capture more of those initiatives better. Number two, SDG implementation in Malaysia is already at advanced stage. And we were lucky that time during the VNR presentation, we were set together with Guatemala as well as Sudan. You can see a very different ways of presenting. Like Sudan and also Guatemala. Sudan is a war, is a country just recovered from war and occasionally have also faced crisis in terms of the democratic reform and all that. And Guatemala still have a lot of infrastructure issues, while we are actually way above that. Yeah? So the issues about SDG implementation is no longer about best practices. It's more on how do we lead. We should show our leadership in terms of SDG implementation. Number three is data. We have abundant data.
Hi, Mr. Asfa.
Yep.
Mr. Asfa, please wrap up.
Time's up. Okay.
Time is up. Yeah.
Okay, I'll wrap up in 5 minutes time. So we have abundant data. Truth be told, some of the data is already aligned with SDG indicators, targets, and also indicators. But many other data are not able to be captured. I would say qualitative as well as quantitative data. So the qualitative data is how do we then capture that in the best, in best way, so that maybe a good narrative on that, a good storytelling on that, but it doesn't really capture in the SDG, tracking targets or indicators. So we are doing as best possible in the VNR report to capture those stories. You can see those stories. I think we have more stories there, case studies that we presented there. But of course, I think we should do, I think in the next VNR reporting, we should do more on this. And last but not least, governance structure, SDG governance structure. Compared to VNR 1 and VNR 2, VNR 3, we are much more ready. We are much more firm and solid in terms of our SDG structure. Of course, there are weaknesses. Of course, there are things that we need to improve better. But nonetheless, it has been already in working and in operation, at least for the past 2 years since the starting up of the National SDG Center. I think that's it from me. I hope my presentation will give you some view and some insights on what VNR is all about, and also the process that we have actually went through during this time. I would like to also thank the lead writer as well as the experts that have been supporting us. People's Pillar, Dr. Su, from Planet, Chief Fendi, essay from Prosperity, DMK, Muhammad Khalid, as well as Dr. Zorain, and then last but not least, Dr. Denison, Datuk Dr. Denison on prosperity as well as the peace pillar. Nonetheless, I think it's also a collaboration of all that we have actually managed to come out with these VNR reports. Of course, thanks also to the inputs that we received from various stakeholders, from Yayasan My SDG, from the so many NGOs. All right,
Thank
I
you.
think that's all. That's all from me.
Yeah.
So sorry, I ran out of my time. Thanks so much, and hope you have a good discussion and enjoy your workshop. Thank you.